Hello, greetings everyone. This video is for Christians. That means it's not for you. By that I mean people are welcome to watch it and people are welcome to comment. But when I say it's not for you, what I mean is one of the cardinal things we have in the world is hypocrisy. So when somebody says, somebody might say, well, all Christians, this means you. It doesn't. Okay? I can give an example. And I've been following some Indian philosophy and some Indian thinking, and I realize people feel like that's default, whereas we use Egyptian geometry, and as I'll bring up here, we use I think it's Mayan, although it maybe is other ones as well, Mayan and Indian and whatever. Ages in India, they call them yuga, or you call them yugas. And Paul says, where is the wise man? Where is basically the sage? Where's the wise man of this age? And then we in the West, we're completely lost in what the Bible is talking about. So there are applications for knowledge for things like geometry from the Egyptians, and wherever we can get knowledge. The Persians are known to boast that world cuisines have their epicenter in Persia. So when you like Italian food, and I'm not saying I don't know exactly to what extent, but from what I understand from looking at a little history, a lot of the food we eat today comes from Persia. They say Indian food is Persian. Of course, then you could say, well, the Babylonians, which were a shorter empire, they brought the food to Persia, and it spread from there, or wherever, Anyway, so you got the idea of age in the Bible. And we don't know what it means. The scriptural Greek word being ainon. A-I-N-O-N, or ainon, which is where we get the word ainon, eon. And we don't know what eon means, how to measure it. Peradventure, let's also recognize that when we are wary of things foreign to Christianity, we, hopefully who are Christians, recognize the difference, and we who are non-Christians, claiming to be Christians or whatever we claim to be, do not. An example of this would be the topic of this video, original sin. Where did original sin come from? And I've been investigating this and studying this, and it's great. Where did the idea of evolution come from? It came from, and somebody who really knows what they're talking about can tell you exactly where it came from. It came from India, came from the Hindus. And I don't mean Hindus religious, I mean the Hindu people. The Indian people, the Indian people. While I'm all for garnering knowledge from other places, you realize that when you got a credentialed, here we go again. That's why I'm telling you, back in Jesus' day, true religion was not in the synagogues. And Jesus found these sinful people whom those of you who are not Christians will not accept, but you will accept the hypocrites, who very indeed and definitely are quite sinners. Or you accept the scientists, who have their philosophies. I've gotten right down to it. The Masons, the Illuminati, all these people. The idea of evolution, it comes from India. The soul is immortal, comes from the Greeks. You say, well, that's from the Greeks, and they're smart, and they got their philosophy from the Indians. So when you quote Socrates, and you quote Plato, and you quote Aristotle, or whomever, you're quoting Indian philosophy. saying, well, they said this and it's true because they're Westerners, it's acceptable. No concept for the Christian that is unchristian is acceptable. The most important of which is, I would say, hatred. Sin is unacceptable. Yet we continue to practice it. The idea, I can put it right down there again. The Bible states, see if I can get the quote here. The Bible states that God made man upright, quote, but he has gone in search of schemes, quote. There's a lot of simplicity in the fact of just simply, are you going to follow God? Forgetting your sin, but Jesus is not counting their sins against them. Or not follow God. The Bible states, and you can pull out a verse and say and deny it. And I know what verse you're going to pull out. In sin did my mother conceive me, and all that stuff. But the Bible says God made man upright. I had this quarrel or disagreement, at least, with somebody also claiming to be a Christian, also touting off biblical things that were right. But he did not live a Christian life, and and one of the biggest things for Christians is they listen. Be quick to listen, slow to speak. The philosophy of evolution, the evolution of the soul. From one creature, a lower creature, maybe a worm or something in any philosophy, becomes a man. And then a man becomes, I don't know exactly, in a nirvanic state, or state of nirvana. Man develops to come to God. No, God came down to all. He said he came to his own. He came to the Jews. He came to the Christians, whoever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. He came to the religious people who were supposed to be his people. His own, the Jews, did not receive him. His own were not the Pharisees. So when you get into the original sin and that kind of stuff, and when you get into evolution, realize it's an anti-Christian philosophy originating, around the Himalayas and south, over in India. God bless you.